Once upon a time, there was a military soldier named Snake in a video game called Metal Gear Solid. And that's what I would have cast this main character as.
Facts.
Because not only is he just as hot as I would imagine a human snake to be, not a human snake. Well, it sounds like a penis. Point being,
is this all your intro? Like, are you practicing, or can we start?
This isn't starting.
I started, but it's not. I haven't said go action or anything.
You know,
we're recording.
This could have been it, and then you just edit out.
I thought she was going. I thought it was live for her. I thought it was beautiful. You should have just let in and out interrupt.
Yeah,
you might as well just leave all of this because it's good TV.
I would leave it and then just cut to the intro. Yeah, it's natural. Anyhow. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. We got some backstage woes happening. Anywho, welcome to UPRE. My name is E Boogie. Tonight it is Yo for Michelle Yo. Love her so much. She's in this movie tonight. We're reviewing Hulu films, and we're starting with. Oh wait, is this our first one? We're starting with my pick, which is Boss Level, starring a couple people. Sadly, I don't know the name of the main actor, but I know he's hot, and that it counts for something. With me tonight, I have the executive consultant. I got one up. I'm gonna just go. Since I'm up here, I'm gonna just go for it. I got the executive consultant. I got one up. Mike, what's up, y'all? Glad to see you. This night, whatever
Welcome
night
back.
Welcome back. Anyway, I'm excited about this movie. You know why?
Because clear eyes, full hearts can't lose. Oh, sorry.
I should know that, right? I don't. I'm sorry.
Young Panthers.
I don't mean to disappoint you. Sorry. Look, I like this movie because I picked this because one, Hulu movies tend to be sucky. And there's only a handful that I would really vouch for in public. This would be one of those movies. You guys might have followed Chris Pratt's career and foray into action sci-fi films. And if I had to compare it to my expectations, this film would have been something I would have started Chris Pratt's foray into action films with. Luckily, we didn't have to look at Chris Pratt. We got to look at this hotter guy, and it's way better than any of Chris Pratt's films in that action realm. How you doing, War of Tomorrow? Anywho, this movie is about a man who is stuck in a time loop. And in every time loop, he dies, a lot like that other movie. What is it? Happy Death Day? But this one's cooler because he's like a former Marine soldier type. He kind of knows what he's doing. And it feels reminiscent of being in a game, and you get multiple tries to get further and level up in every game. It's not a premise that I'm foreign to. I love movies that kind of take on the persona of a video game, especially an RPG. I think that's really cool. And I think that this movie did a good job executing that. But I don't want to go into my full review just yet. Does anybody have anything they want to add?
Unlimited lives.
Unlimited lives.
That's what's the interesting part of this. You have it's like you don't. It's not that you're a cat and have 9 lives, but you have unlimited lives to just keep trying and trying and trying. It's the ultimate cheat code. So you just keep trying and trying. It's like Game Genie on top of the Super Nintendo, and yeah. And then you die, and every time you die, it's like doo 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 doo, and then you come right back. There's never a game over. You know what I mean? There's a consistent attempt. And what was interesting is I feel like the moral of the story is keep trying and you'll get it. 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 Keep trying to learn from every single mistake. Keep trying and you'll get it. Keep trying and you'll get it. it made me think of yo-yoing because I'm very good. I'm very good at.
Oh, the physical act of yo-yoing a yo-yo?
Yeah. I lost 40 pounds playing with a yo-yo. But,
What?
yeah, that is. But like, but the
Were you
thing
doing
is,
splits?
huh?
Were you doing splits? How'd you do that? I'm sorry, I don't want to derail you.
Well, no, see, the thing is that they're playing with a yo-yo is a full body experience. It's just that you don't really see that once you become an adult. Because when you were a kid, you're just picking it up and throwing it, and you throw it to a certain point, and then that's it. But anyway, not to get into that. The whole point is just that the way that you get good is by consistently trying, like riding a bike or like anything else, you know. So like in every single scene, you know, this guy was just picking up things. Every single time he died, he picked up something else. Picked up something else, picked up something else, picked up something else, picked up something else. But now, because at a certain point, he was no longer scared of dying. Every single time he was just learning. So it's kind of like, don't be scared of failure. You know what I mean? So I can appreciate that. I feel like that's the concept of what this is saying. Like, don't be scared of failure. Just keep trying, and you'll get better. Because that's literally what just kept happening. In order for him to get to the levels that he got to the quote unquote boss level, he had to put in the work. He had to pay the cost to be the boss. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I found this very interesting. This movie, it's very different.
It's games like that, like Tomb Raider, and Amazing Spider-Man's why I quit. And I just gave up on life, I guess, Vic, because damn it, it's enough's enough. 100, he had more than up, down, left, right, BA, select, start. He had no Contra 30, but he had the ultimate game genie. Matter of fact, the glove. Right? Me, that's aging myself here, what I always do, right? You put the glove on and then just do what you want to do.
The power glove from
the power glove. Yeah. The damn power glove.
What? Oh,
this film, I do like the concept of it. My guy Bone Crusher that he played in Captain America. He was a guy, if you don't know, he's the guy who is anybody got any last words right now in Elevator and Winter Soldier, and then Civil War, he's the one that you know, what you shaking your head for, Chris?
You talking about Big Show? Yeah.
No, not Big Show. Somebody's name is Frank. He's the guy that's in Winter Soldier.
Both y'all messed up.
How?
Everything. First of all, you busted the line completely up. Okay.
What line is that? What are you talking about?
Before we get started, does anybody want to get out? Is what he said.
Oh, that part. Okay. Well, yeah. Listen, don't do me one favor. In 2023, for the rest of your life, don't ever interrupt me if I make a mistake, because I'm old and I'm gonna make mistakes. You know what I'm talking about. I digress and I move forward. Anyway, the same mofo in which the mofo I'm talking about was in that movie. Okay. Ergo, you know who I was talking about. So shut up. Now, it was a good movie. Good cast. Almost. I will never, ever forgive Mel Gibson. Must we never forget? No, and this world we live in, especially you on this program, of the 21st century people who like to cancel for doing some outrageous shit. That man said, and I quote, "I hope you get raped by a pack of N-words." Never forget that. And the second I saw him on the screen, this movie took a dive for me. But from there, I will digress and tell you how I felt about the concept of this film. Why they got a consultant, hey hoes and ho-hos, and tell me how I was wrong, and he has to edit out because I cussed. Go ahead, sir.
You were completely wrong. I just don't understand how you flubbed that line. You said Bone Crusher.
Well, it wasn't his line, so I messed it up anyway because it was Cap's line. Who said it?
Right. But he wasn't talking. He wasn't talking to Bone Crusher because Bone Crusher is not in this movie, right? But that's fine for you to be wrong.
What was the name of his character in Civil War?
In Civil War, I don't know what his name is. I know later he turns out to be Taskmaster. But here's my point, right?
Okay.
You sit here and you tell me that you're older, so you get to flub lines and stuff like that. That's not an excuse.
That's
know your product that you are talking about. Let's talk about this movie, Boss Level. Let's talk about the redundancy of this movie. Let's talk about, hey, it's Groundhog's Day meets, I think you said Happy Death Day. There's nothing happy about this. Right?
And first of all, his name is it's Crossbones. I said Bone Crusher. It's Crossbones.
Okay, so
all right.
I just want to make sure that I wanted you to look it up.
2 tears in a bucket.
I wanted you to do what everybody
2
does.
tears in a bucket.
Anybody who has an Apple phone can look up something, right? That's what somebody said earlier. Anyway, look, here's the thing, right?
Android phone.
The bottom line is, at the end of the day, I look at it and I say, you know what? One of my favorite actresses, here's a little known fact. One of my favorite actresses' name is Michelle Yeoh. Why? She was in Tomorrow Never Dies. Love that character. She was in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Love that character.
This past year, she was in that one movie. Remember that one movie?
Everything, Always.
Yep.
Is it like something like that?
Yep.
Oh, of course she has.
Similar.
I thought that's.
But anyway,
everything, everywhere, always. Yeah.
She's also, little known fact, she's in the Star Trek Discovery series. Right now, that being said, here's what happened with Hulu. Hulu says, "Hey, we need somebody to come and teach this guy how to play with the sword for like 14 hours. At least we need somebody to shoot for a day. This is a check." And Michelle Yeoh said, "I'm gonna take this check and I'm just gonna do whatever I want because I really didn't do anything in this movie." Right? It's
called a cameo.
It's called. I could tell you just wanted that check. That's what it's called. That's what I saw when I saw Michelle Yeoh.
Well, I think a lot of people in the movie did that.
I was so nice to y'all. Go ahead, interrupt me. Go ahead. First, we had E do it because it's called like she's taking a whiff. All I
can smell is your bullshit. That's why I have to be like,
well, take a strong whiff because that's what I felt with Boss Level, right? I smelled a lot of bullshit. It was on a Boss level of bullshit in this movie. No Game Genie, no Power Glove. It was just all bullshit. Now, Mike Knox, it seems like you want to interrupt excellence and say something. So go ahead. Hey, ho, ho. What you got to say?
Excellence, I see executive. So the excellence of execution is not you. His name is Bret Hart. And last time I checked, because you're afraid of needles, I have on my arm the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. So all I was saying was everything you're saying is actually accurate.
Pause. I want to show one up that I do know what I'm doing with my phone. Okay, Google, set countdown. Go, Mike Knox.
Hey, Siri, text Chris and tell him I said eat my ass.
I'm about to tell Google to text your wife and say you're into some stuff. She might want to divorce you. But could you go ahead and get your point?
My point was done, sir.
Oh, okay. So Boss Level, right? This guy comes, right? This hunky guy, right? I ain't going for it. The guy's a hunky guy. Shout out to you, Superior, because apparently we could objectify men. We can't objectify women.
I think y'all think anybody's cute these days, but okay.
He's a hunky guy, right? He's a hunky guy. He raises up like the Undertaker. He's over here. He's doing this. He gets shot up. He gets blown up. He gets hit with buses and stuff like that. And every time he dies, I die a little inside because I got to watch this up again for 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56. Hey, you crossed your eyes. That's what I did when I was like, oh, there's a body part here. There's a body part here. Mel Gibson, great Mel Gibson guy, right? Love Mel Gibson as an actor. Right? I saw a check from him. There was another guy in there. Who was the guy? Who was the real boss guy? The one that fights before you get to the boss level. What's his name? You don't remember his name?
Will Sasso.
Yes,
Will Sasso.
Yeah,
that's what he is. Thank you.
He was funny.
Great Stone Cold Steve Austin.
He was funny in this movie. But let me tell you something. This movie's plot was so convoluted. It was so crazy. It was so ridiculous. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
What?
Because his wife decided to put him in his time loop, not tell him, have him read a book, right? And he has more time on his hands in 4 hours than I do in 12 hours. But anyway, here you go. So she doesn't tell him. She just says, oh, here's your hair. Remember this, remember that. Die. I can't tell you how much I knew this was ridiculous. I don't understand it. I'm still confused how the planet was ending. But then he said, hey, I'm not going to save my son. I'm going to save my wife, and that's going to fix everything. Oh, I get one more chance. Too many quarters were used in this movie to restart and reuse. I swear I'd rather watch Groundhog's Day. That's my take. But let's go ahead and talk about
Groundhog Day's a great movie.
You can't compare the two. Come on, man. You compare them for style, or you compare them for how they told the story, but you'd rather watch Groundhog, of course.
We're watching Hulu movies, and we're talking about style. Speaking of Hulu movies, find out what we're reviewing next time here on UPRE, and find out what franchise we're reviewing. Stay with us. You're watching Unpopular Review.
Why does the salt not taste salty?
Oh, because it's cocaine.
What? We actually brought it from home. Very, very easy if you ever want to try it. It's just a Ziploc and a full shampoo bottle.
And it's so much more comfortable than when I had it in my ass.
Everywhere they go,
Fuck you baby face little bitch!
chaos happens.
This weekend is all about you.
Well, I like the sound of that.
We do too.
Jesus.
Good evening, everyone.
What is he doing up there?
Marcus and I crossed paths in Mexico. Get to know each other intimately.
This is the best way
wedding I've ever been to. Most potent magic mushroom on earth.
I ate it.
Why?
You told me to.
I didn't say eat it.
Man, everything you touch, turn into drugs.
That was funny.
Thrusters ahead, Mr. Sulu.
What are you doing?
Thrusters ahead, Mr. Sulu. Take us out. I hope we got this one off to a good start. I hope so too.
It was.
Ooh, your boy is so excited. Finally, we get to. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you a story. I'm going to tell you.
Show us your tits.
We're going to turn it into you. Yeah. We're going to tell you a little story, and then we're going to go up to Yao over there, right? A long, long time ago on a planet that was pretty close to us, I was forced to watch Police Academy, 7 movies, right? I almost quit. I said, fuck this. I'm not doing this anymore. Yeah, I'm going to edit that out. Maybe I'm going to edit that out. So fuck this, fuck you, fuck Vic, right? I'm not going to watch this movie. I had to watch Police Academy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to the point where I wish I was in Moscow. And I said, how am I going to get my energy back? How am I going to get my groove back, Stella? I said, I'm going to pick a good franchise. Star Trek coming up. Star Trek The Motion Picture. Can't wait to review it. Next Hulu movie we're going to review is none other than Vacation Friends, which is Mike Knox's pick. Looking forward to talk about that movie. Why? Because it's probably better than Boss Level. I don't know. Is it? We're going to talk about it. But let's go ahead and continue to talk about this movie, which is Boss Level. The executive consultant Mike Knox, one up, and Yao. And we'll start off with ladies first because that's how I like to do it. Yao.
I like this movie. It was hilarious. It had heart. I did receive the message that, you know, dust yourself off and try again. But I also received pay attention. You know, because when you don't pay attention, you have to do things and learn lessons again and again and again and however many agains.
Like,
if you want to be somebody,
pay attention.
I need to flub that. If you want to be somebody, you want to go somewhere.
Wasn't that Sister Act?
Yes.
Too, yes.
And
hey, that's a good franchise.
That would wait, how many?
It's been 2. They're coming out with a 3rd. They're coming out with a 3rd.
They need to release a 4th at this point. Just do a double feature. Anyway, look, it's a thumbs up for me. It was really good. And guys, pay attention, you know, because he had to go a whole different route than what he had been doing the first 100 times to get to the end. Pay attention. There's people along the way to guide you. Pay attention to the nerdy black guy at the bar. Pay attention to your baby's mom.
And the sad thing is I wouldn't pay attention to any of them.
Pay attention to Michelle Yao. Is it Yao? Am I saying it wrong? Have I been saying it wrong my whole life? It doesn't matter. Just pay attention to her. Okay?
What up? Thumbs up, thumbs down, final thoughts. No, it's Yao.
I didn't even get to say nothing. They already put the thumbs up, man.
I think that was for me.
No, it was for one up.
Definitely for Vic.
Well, maybe that's this is a one up, right? Or is it this? Which is it? It's this. Okay, sorry. I tried to redeem it.
Wow.
Are you gonna actually tell us why it gets a thumb up?
You know, no, it gets a thumbs up because it's like, you know what that you know that game for PlayStation where you're running around and you're just like trying to survive and it looks like this guy.
Like every game.
I was gonna say.
I think the game is called Uncharted. I think that's what the guy.
That actually has a movie though.
We should watch that, man.
Yeah, and like it felt a lot like that. But at the end of the day, like I said from the beginning, it was very much just like everybody was saying, you know, pay attention to everything and just try again, and you'll get to boss level. You know what I mean?
I love it. Excellent. We should wrap it up now. Just
That's it. Drop the mic.
I was gonna say that was good outro. All right. Yeah, Mike.
I thought the movie was pretty good. Crossbones in the movie, I actually kind of like him as an actor. I actually like movies like this. when this guy proposed to us to do Hulu as a franchise, and I asked him why, and he said, you know, everybody has the Netflix movies, and I am going to always have whenever I have a platform, say how much I actually hate Netflix films. I think they're trash. I think 90 to 80% of them are horrible movies. I think Netflix is great at their TV shows, but very subpar at their movies. So Hulu doesn't have nowhere near as many movies as Netflix, even compared to two, in my opinion, because they don't have but a handful. And the ones they come out with are just as bad to me as the Netflix movies that do come out. So when watching the trailer for this, when we were advertising this, I was like, hey, I kind of want to see this. But I like movies like this that have, to me, a television. It may not be an all-star ensemble cast to everybody, but how you not know Mel Gibson? How you not know Naomi Watts? How you not know Michelle Yeoh? How you not know Ken Jeong? You got Rob Gronkowski, Grunk's in this movie, right? You got Will Sasso, my guy, the black guy. He's from The Neighbors. With Such Entertainment. You got Quentin Rampage Jackson and Rashad Evans in this movie. I mean, like, if you watch television and watch movies, you've seen someone from some movie you've watched in this movie. And I kind of like films like that. But in itself, it's like I always say, know what you're watching. Once I knew the kind of film it was, you take it for what it is. It's actually a pretty good film. I would give it a thumbs up because it knew what it was trying to do. It delivered on what it was trying to do. It may have had some wonky concepts, but again, when you've done something like this multiple times, right? And if guys are used to giving women multiples, you got to get more creative, and they try to get more creative in doing that. And so, in doing that, I delivered, and they delivered an orgasm. So, thumbs up for me.
Nice. Nice.
If you wanna be somebody, if you wanna go somewhere, you better wake up and pay attention.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that was quick. You would have got that fast.
Yeah, I had to get it because it's like it was like playing over and over and over again. And I actually, if I had time, I would have played a clip. It would say if, and then another clip would say if you, and then another clip would say if you want. Because this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing the same movie over and over again with just a little nuance here, and a little nuance here, and a little nuance here, and I'm like, bruh.
Well, you entertained.
Bruh. Yes, it gets a thumbs up. I was entertained throughout this entire movie. I enjoyed it, and I actually would watch it again. I thought it was very, very, very entertaining. Stupid, but very, very, very entertaining. Right. Thumbs up for me for this Hulu movie. Thank you. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, for watching us here on Unpopular Review. Please make sure that you follow us, subscribe to us on all our social media, and watch us for our next Hulu movie, which is going to be none other than Vacation Friends. For Yao, for One Up, for Mike Knox, I'm the executive consultant, and we will see you right here next time on Unpopular Review. Good day, everybody.